Welcome to the Big Apple, everybody. New York City for a street race here around a very difficult 2.1 or 2.9 mile street circuit here down in the borough area of New York. There is some pretty interesting stuff with this track. It's quite bumpy, so we're expecting it to be a pretty chaotic first lap, actually, with the standing start here. A couple of major news items are that Nathan McCain and James Shelley had a rather heated altercation in second practice, which effectively ended Shelley flipping across the track and Tamara Elise plowing in. So they both have to start pretty. So both Shelley and McCain have to start. Were sent to the back of the grid. Also, a lot of championship contenders, or realistic championship contenders, did not qualify all that well. Noah Hart didn't. Cooper Siren didn't. DJ Curtis really didn't, despite being one of the faster cars, as is with Shelley. Shelley was pretty quick as well. So, a lot of cars that we kind of expected to do well in qualifying didn't. So it's a pretty mixed up order. The Blue Flare cars are, again, pretty high up the grid. I believe Hercules was close to even the top 5 in practice. I think he got 7th at one point. I'm not sure where he qualified. But anyway, other than that, should be a pretty chaotic first lap. So let's get down to it. Josh Travell and Tyler Thaber are on the front row of the grid today. Pretty mixed up order. Travell gets off to a great start. Thaber did not. Thaber got a pretty poor start, and Baskinger from the inside there got a great run there. Tristan Wilhoit in his last race before the main races, and towards the back it seems like everybody is minding their P's and Q's. Oh no, there goes Casey Lester around, and it looks like Henry Sanford in the one car filling in for the injured Charles Sanford. Forgot to mention that in pre-race headlines. Went around as well. So we are looking back a little bit. Travell leads over Baskinger, Wilhoit. Looks like Angel fell back a little bit there. Angel qualified 5th, and Shelton's on a move now from 9th. Gained a couple spots, as has Ike Durbin. A little further back, Nicholas Vernier had a bad run there at the start. We'll have to see what happened to him. So this is what happened with Henry Sanford. Like I said, he's filling in for one race. He would just lose it and get into the back of Ryusu there, and around they would go. And in the process, somebody else further back would get turned. I believe it was Sanford. However, a little further up the track, I believe I saw Tauger. Chuck Tauger got wrecked. Yeah, right there off the bumper, one of the Red Bulls, Tauger got turned around. And then Vernier would get into a wreck with, I believe that's Matt Duncan in the next corner up. Josh Travell is actually opening up a pretty big lead, however, over Jake Baskinger. Baskinger can gain a lot of points here because a lot of his championship contenders are not doing very well in this, or hadn't qualified very well in this race. So if he can get away with a big lead, he could end up getting a massive points haul in this race. As like I said, Nicholas Vernier with heavy damage, and Henry Sanford has a problem as well, again. Yeah, Henry Sanford I don't think was necessarily paying attention here and would just run it into the curbing there and spin it out. And his car would actually get stuck on the curbing, so he couldn't do anything about it. So he'd have to get a tow back to the pits. Kind of surprisingly, James Shelley has not gotten his way up through the order as well as I think he would have liked. He's still down in 37th position, as is Charles Sanford further back down the order. Looks like Nathan McCain has done a little bit better getting up through the order. Cooper Siren has done a decent job as well. There's Chris Washer back there who's had the doors blown off him by his teammate Shock this year. Shock's in the points right now. So Shock is, even in this weekend, is blowing the doors off his teammate. Waiting to see what Shock can do for a first win, possibly. There's Cavagnaro, who is, compared to his teammates, had a pretty slow weekend. Vincent Allen could have done better this weekend. DeLise has done a good job in the Oricon. Jacob Hart's been blowing the doors off his teammate Noah. Noah Hart is way down in 20. Well, actually, Noah Hart's gained a couple of spots as he's battling with Nick Hercules, who had a car that was in the top 5 in practice at one time, and got bumped to 7th, I believe, in second practice, and then final practice he was 10th. However, not the run he'd like right now. He's in 21st position, one spot outside of the points. Jake Baskinger is slowly reeling in Josh Travell up there. The driver up there, Josh Travell, is having a pretty decent run today. Kind of happy to see a young rookie like Travell doing a good job. Travell's sliding around a bit more than Baskinger is, though. I think he's more or less in shock he's up this high. He made a stupid maneuver at Darlington last week. And, well, kind of surprised that he isn't making that, but he's losing a ton of ground here to Jake Baskinger. You can kind of enjoy the sights and scenery of this grandeur that this race holds, racing around the streets of New York. Kind of an interesting locale, if I do say so myself, as we're going to go keep staying on board because I think it's a pretty cool facility. Actually, Jake Baskinger has the helmet cam, so we're going to see inside his cockpit around here and see what it's like to race around the streets of New York. You can see it's a very, very interesting track to watch. See, the fans are all lined up on the streets and everything. It's a great event. I'm glad that we have it on the schedule, but they're going to come up to the turn here. This takes them immediately downhill, and you can go underneath the expressway. And here's where the curb backstretch where James Shelley and Nathan McCain had their contact. They flew into the wall on the right there, and nearly, Shelley barreled high enough that he nearly clipped the bridge there as you make the next right-hander, and I think we've done a full lap right there, and back under the expressway. But yes, this is a very, very cool track to be racing on. A great event. Glad it's back. Ike Durbin now is trying to reel in on the Tyler Thaber car. Thaber's been doing a good job this weekend. Thaber, for once in his swan song year, he's going to retire after the end of this season, is for once actually having a pretty decent run in the 88 car. Hopefully he gets a few more of these runs because I think Thaber deserves it. But Ike Durbin is a little bit quicker right now, as Shelton's been fast, as Angel's been falling back like a rock in this race so far. Angel, I believe, qualified either 4th or 5th, and he's already back to 7th, so after 8 laps, he's already lost a couple of spots. On a road course, that's not a good thing. Further back, you got Allie Nelson, another good run by the S3 Brigade. Saarinen is in 10th. Alex Allen, who's had a disastrous year, is in 11th, might lose his ride. 12th is for Rodolfo Omega. 13th is for Cross. 14th is for Jacob Hart. 15th is for Galeas. 16th is for Vincent Allen. 17th is for Cavagnaro, his second to last race. His last race will be next week in Lime Rock. 18th for Schock. 19th for Galligan, and the final point spot is for Cody Lum, as he's the only other driver to win it. He's the only driver that's ever won on this track. He won the season 16 running of this race at this circuit. So it's good to see Lamas in the schedule. Just outside of the points, you can see Nick Pericles and Noah Hart back there. Hart needs points if he's going to have any chance to reel in James Shelley right now. Paula Thanos would run out wide here in the fifth turn there and wreck the car. She would fall out of the race. I believe she actually had a mechanical problem leading up to this as well. From 9th position, Thanos would fall out. Tough break for her. 9 laps into a run, and we're already seeing some more massive tire fallout. It looks like the Cooper tire manufacturer didn't exactly bring the greatest tire to this track. However, this track is quite bumpy, and it does wear down on tires pretty quickly. Actually, Tristan Wilhoit's been saving the best amount of tires and is running faster than both Baskinger and Travell. So I'm waiting to see on when these guys will jump down the pits. We'll see how this worked out for them. Actually, Baskinger is slowest out of that group, so that explains why Travell's getting a bit of a lead there. Some cars are doing the pit stop strategy early. Rick Schultz is one. Cross came in early as well. Henry Samfer also in early. So we're just waiting here to see if the leaders will as well, because Travell's lost a ton of time. Almost 10 seconds out there. 10-second loss there. That is a massive, massive tire fallout. They are out there on virtually nothing. Didn't expect that kind of fall off, but they don't have hardly any grip there. And it looks like here they come down pit road. So now you're going to start seeing the pit strategy game. The Porsche Brigade versus the Subaru team. Subaru has not been in a position to maybe get a win on all season, so we're going to see what they can do pit stop-wise. It's going to be an important pit stop, and if they can only go 13 laps on tires, that's not good for their tire conservation. So lap 26, expect more pit stops. And then, yeah, gonna be a long race, I think this one will be. Here they come. All right, we're looking at pit road. Oh, somebody's gonna play a risk game there. That is RL Ryusu going an extra lap. Travell beats Baskinger out of the pits. The big one, I think, here is Andrew Cross, who pitted early, gained a ton of spots. So pitting early might gain you a lot of spots, and I think Ryusu's pretty much going to be left out to dry as he's doing a 135. Sorry about that. He's going to be doing a 135, 136, and well, Travell right there's about ready to catch him. So massive, massive tire fall off there. It'll be interesting though to see what's going to happen with Cross, because he did pit a lap sooner. If his tires fall off, maybe at a lap slower rate than some of the others. So they're already catching Ryusu, who is dreadfully slow. Travell's getting held up by Ryusu. Whoa, Jake Baskinger plays God mode in there and tries to take the position. Will he get it done? Yes, he does. Jake Baskinger's the new leader. Actually, I wouldn't say that just yet, but now Baskinger's the leader. Travell has got to be shaking his fist at Ryusu right now for not getting out of the way. This track's plenty wide. Ryusu finally comes down pit road. Cross is catching up to Will Hoyt now. So now Jake Baskinger is our leader. This happened a little bit earlier, but we missed it. James Shelley, the points leader, would fall out of the race here as he would blow up the car, come down across the nose of Matt Duncan. Casey Lester would pile in as well, so James Shelley would fall out of the race after blowing the engine and wrecking the car. So tough break for James Shelley. Sean Angel has a mechanical problem, is being towed back to the pit lane. He would break down from 5th position and fall out of the race. So tough break for Sean Angel. That was a very, very hard break there. Engine grenaded on that car, tough break. Noah Hart's promoted himself up into the points. With James Shelley being out of the race, this could be a big points day for some of these cars that need them. Noah Hart is in that brigade. Nathan McCain's got to gain a couple more spots. I would think Nathan McCain's got to get up the order a little bit further, get into the points, because this could be a big points day for somebody who's further down the order. With Shelley being out of the race and having despite being one of the faster cars in practice, Shelley in this race has not been very strong after his primary car was destroyed. And with Shelley out of the race, this could be a big day for someone like Jake Baskinger, who is the leader right now, can gain 50 points quite easily. Andrew Cross is another one up on the points fight. Going a little further back, Galligan's another one that was in the points fight, as we're just going through the order here. Waiting on just to see what will happen here. Noah Hart could, if Noah Hart plays his cards right, this isn't the type of track that Noah Hart's that good on. However, this is where Noah's going to have to persevere here. Do well on these tracks he's not good at, because he's going to be coming up to a couple of tracks he is good at. Being, I don't know, I don't think he'll be that strong at Lime Rock, but Carbondale coming up for Illinois. Canadian International could be a good track for him. And definitely Calder Park. Calder Park should be a pretty strong race for him. He did very well at Darlington, winning the race. And, yeah, I'm thinking Noah Hart will be a force at Calder Park. But other than that, this is going to be a very trying time for Noah Hart as he figures out what he's got to do to win this championship. It's races like this that could either win you the championship or lose you the championship, depending on how your team, depending on how your rivals do. With Shelley being out, That'll be a big thing here as Cavagnaro's looking to shut up Shock here as they try climbing the hill under the expressway. A little further back, you can see Cody Lamas and Pericles is just on the inside of the points. Aaron Perkins is looking in. So you're just looking at what some of these drivers have to do to get up the order. The big loser on this run was clearly Tyler Thaber, dropping from 4th to 7th on this pit run here. He has not saved his tires very well and hasn't been quick when he was using those tires. So Tyler Thaber pretty much, unless if he is going purposely slow, maybe get another lap out of the tires, but we saw with Ryusu that really didn't work. That kind of strategy, it looks like pitting early will be the best way of doing things. Unless if you'd end up having to make another pit stop, which who knows what'll happen at this stage of the race, as Cross seems to be falling off a little bit sooner, obviously, than others. It looks like Shelton's been kind of saving tires pretty easily here. However, actually, no, I take that back. Thanos, who's a lap down and has already made a pit stop, is looking pretty quick here. Meanwhile, Jake Baskinger's opened up a pretty big lead over Travell in 2nd and Will Hoyt 3rd. Looks like we're seeing Jake Baskinger on it. He's realizing that, well, with Shelley being out, that he can gain a lot of points here. And Baskinger needs those if he wants his championship hopes to be back online. He is has been doing an awesome job this season, just hasn't had a luck in some occasions. And, well, this could be a make-or-break run for Baskinger, a race like this, as Baskinger's already looking to pit. A lot earlier than I thought, but Travell is staying out with Will Hoyt, so Baskinger, I think, bit the bullet a little early there, but we'll see how the strategy pays off. We've seen that this early pitting thing worked with Cross, but even he's pitting before Cross. Wait, where is Cross right now? Ah, he joined the Cross strategy, I think. He decided to come in with Cross, and Baskinger, this could end up paying dividends for Baskinger. This is kind of a risky strategy for somebody who's leading, but not exactly sure why they try it with Jake Baskinger, but I know Cross has got to stick with the strategy right now, though. I mean, he pretty much has to, but Travell retakes the lead. However, Will Hoyt's all over him pretty much right now, and Will Hoyt's about 2/10 faster than Travell. I believe the Porsches are handling the tire wear a little bit better than Eckert. Shawrot's a lap down, don't worry about her. Sanford's a lap down, don't worry about him. Thanos is a lap down. Ike Durbin's the next car, and they're really slow in comparison. So now you're starting to see, well, actually, it looks like Shawrot is actually quicker than the leaders right now. I believe they might have pitted, maybe. And that's actually for a battle for position, but Travell pits. So Josh Travell just came down pit road, maybe to combat Baskinger's move there. Now this is going to be a big pit stop here as, whoa, problems for Raro Ryusu. We'll see what happened to him. So here they come entering back underneath the expressway, and it looks like Ryusu just pretty much dumped Lester. We kind of missed that a little bit there. We'll get another view of it. Here it is again. Yeah, Ryusu gets a little bit aggressive and pushes, and Lester didn't like that push back, and Lester pushed back up the track, and Ryusu and Lester, really, I don't think we're too happy with each other there, as both cars have some pretty heavy damage. Exiting the pit lane, Jake Baskinger is clearly far, far in front of Josh Travell here. Interesting, where's Cross in comparison? Cross is still behind Travell. Let's see where Tristan Wilhoit is. Is Wilhoit going to come down pit road this time? It looks like he is. So Wilhoit's going down fighting the pit road bullet here. This will be interesting to see where Wilhoit slots out of this one. I believe Durbin and Shelton should be pitting this time. Yes, they do. Saarinen's in as well. Thaber ought to come in as well. So starting to see some pretty interesting pit strategy thing. Oh, there's Omega! Hart made contact. Omega spun there. And there's where Baskinger was. I did see Baskinger go by there. Well, there was another wreck down there in the first turn. Not sure where that came from, but big loss by Wilhoit when it comes to track position, I believe. Yeah, Travell just blasted by him. Actually, Nick Pericles, who pitted very, very early, I believe, or is staying out ridiculously late. Actually, I believe it's more of the latter there, is doing pretty well. Now we know why Andrew Cross is so far down the order. Cross tried to play God and pretty much ran into Washer. We'll take another view of it again. Yeah, Cross, or actually Washer kind of took the line. Oh no, Cross just lost control of the car under braking, and well, that's why Cross is a little bit farther down the order. So Cross, who could have gotten a big championship gain there, really kind of did lost control under braking and pretty much wrecked Washer. Jake Baskinger right now has a pretty big lead over Josh Travell, and Tristan Wilhoit's even further back as the field seems to be getting a little bit more spread out. Ike Durbin is in a quite easy fourth position here. What happened to the fourth place man? All right, the fourth place man was Nick Pericles, who stayed out an extra lap. But going through the order, Sanford's having a good run there as Sanford's gotten up into the points. Thaber continues his long fall back to the back. Rick Schultz is in 13th. Kind of surprising to see Schultz doing this well. He's played the pit card right. Noah Hart's up to 16th position, so Noah's going to need to do something along this lines to keep the cars going, to keep himself going longer here. They seem to be pulling off the right pit strategy cards as this race continues onward. We're still a long way from the finish here as we're approaching halfway. It's going to be a long race, this one is. We already figured that. One of the longer ones out of the 130 milers. Actually, Noah Hart's up to 14th position. So Noah Hart's starting to gain some steam here. This was under the pit stop strategy here as he's leaving. Matt Duncan's trying to come in, and that's going to bunch them all up pretty much. Yeah, tough break for both of them. Jake Baskinger now is catching some lap traffic with Casey Lester and Tamara DeLeese. Those two are going to be rather difficult for Baskinger to get around, but he really doesn't have any competition right now, even though Travell is a half a second quicker than he was on that last lap. That's what one lap newer tires can do for you. However, this is all going to be a big strategy game, I believe, with how quick the fall-off's been here. Tire wear has been quite immense these last couple of weekends. We hope we don't see that at Lime Rock. I don't think we will. But Baskinger now is going to have to deal with some lap traffic, and that's pretty much, well, with the gap he's got, he can afford to start messing around with him a little bit. Tristan Wilhoit from third position has a mechanical problem and had to come down pit road. He would, however, get back out on the track, which is good for him. However, Wilhoit, tough break for Tristan Wilhoit. He was doing quite well and was probably Kenny Myatt's biggest competition for the part-time change. That promotes Ike Durbin to third. However, the gap to him, between him and first, is immense. Being Jake Baskinger is, well, coming out of the pits, believe it or not, so maybe it isn't as immense as I thought it would be, but let's see where Josh Travell is. Travell has a big lead. Ike Durbin in second position. Yeah, he's got a big lead over Durbin even. But further up the track, you're starting to see some pretty intense battling here with Cross, Tauger. I see Lester back there. And whoa! Really aggressive move by Lester. Dive bomb move there. It paid off, thankfully for him. And a little further back, you're seeing Travell's got this in front of him. I think Travell might dive for the pits if he's not careful here. Unless it's that Baskinger pit stop. I think that Baskinger pit stop was a little premature. Although Baskinger was not doing very well on tires that last time around. So now we're starting to see Travell. We're hearing that that was an unscheduled pit stop for Baskinger, maybe. So I wonder if they had that reaction, maybe a mid-race pit strategy change, but that'll be an interesting thing to see. I think Baskinger, he only fell to 6th, so with him being on a different tire strategy, the Porsche Brigade has been trying some pretty crazy strategies with him. I think maybe to get him back on there, but he's got to deal with some of these slower cars like Tyler Thaber here, and Thaber has regained some of his steam there, back up to 5th position, as Baskinger pretty much dispatches of him easily there. He is going to have to get through this traffic, though, if he's going to be a serious threat. Can't get held up by it too much, as a little bit further back up. Travell has to deal with some more lapped traffic. We'll see if Travell's going to make a pit stop. I don't think it's time for him yet. Actually, it might be. Travell coming down pit road now. 2 laps after Jake Baskinger's pit stop. Ike Durbin stays out, however, and will continue his assault there. By taking the lead, that promotes Durbin to the lead. Jessica Shelton will be in 2nd position. And I completely lost where I was. Jessica Shelton is in 2nd position, and 3rd place is Tuomas Saarinen. 4th is actually Jake Baskinger now, so new tires is paying off for Baskinger. But like I said, it's going to come down to tire strategy right now, and you're seeing how Ike Durbin isn't even slower than the Menervini right now, because the Menervini pitted, of Spitzwater pitted, and Ike Durbin didn't. However, Ike Durbin's staying out even another lap, so actually it looks like Shelton is as well. We'll see if Saarinen does or not. So this is going to be kind of the way the thing is you're going to see people, I think Baskinger and Travell, for that matter, added an extra pit stop to their strategy here. Where is Travell, by the way? Travell is way back. He's still labeled as 5th, but there's some pretty crazy packs in front of him. There's Tauger in as well. Noah Hart, he's still labeled as 5th, but I think that's going to change as we're looking there. There's Matt. Oh, that's Matt Duncan. I'm sorry. Where is Travell? Travell is coming out of the pits, or into the pits again. So Travell's got a problem, I think, right now. Oh yeah, Travell's got a problem. Big problem for Josh Travell. That camera pretty much did nothing. Yeah, Josh Travell's got a problem, and looks like maybe a stop-go penalty for him. Maybe speeding on pit road. Yeah, that's what we're hearing. Travell had a stop-go penalty. It's a tough break for Josh Travell. Race leader Ike Durbin brings it down pit road. Shelton stays out to take the lead. So Shelton's going to stay out there on the old tires again. Saarinen's actually going to get passed on track by Baskinger. Oh, they make contact! Saarinen wrecks! Baskinger's going to keep going. Does he have damage? But Saarinen, oh, he's not going to be happy about that one. Tuomas Saarinen won't be, but Baskinger pretty much just leveled Tuomas Saarinen, and that might get an inquiry from the stewards. So yeah, we're on board with Baskinger here. And yeah, he just didn't use any brakes. And pretty much said, get out of the way, Tuomas. Tough break for Saarinen. However, Jessica Shelton would actually get passed for the lead here by Baskinger. Like I said, Baskinger's on slow tire, or is on slower tires right now. He's about 2 seconds faster, actually quite a bit faster than Shelton. However, I'm interested to see what they're going to do with Baskinger, because that was quite blatant, to be honest with you. Travell's back on pit road. This time, it might have not been a stop-go penalty. This time, there is a serious mechanical problem with Josh Travell. And after a great start to his race, doesn't look like Travell will be doing much. Saarinen and Shelton come down pit road. Saarinen is fuming, apparently. And Baskinger's pretty much basking in the glory right now. However, Baskinger would have to pit again now, so this is where the pit strategy game is going to play a big factor here. There's Ike Durbin, who's going to take the lead here, despite being later pit strategy. So Baskinger is clearly the fastest car on track. However, he needs tires. He's burning tires quicker. So I'm thinking Jake Baskinger is going to be in a bit of trouble here. Maybe they didn't do tires on that stop. I'm wondering if that was a stop-go penalty for the Saarinen wreck. No, that was a scheduled pit stop for Jake Baskinger. No stop-go penalty was awarded to Jake Baskinger yet. As we know of, apparently it's still under investigation between the incident between the 4 and the 27. So, Baskinger might be in some hot water after this race, but Ike Durbin's currently leading this. And depending on what Ike Durbin's going to do here, I think he can stay out a little bit longer, because Ike Durbin seemingly has the tires to do so. Jake Baskinger, who is in second, he's been the fastest car on track, no doubt, but he's been blasting his tires in the process. So I'm thinking Durbin's going to have some, hey, Travell's back out there. Great to see Travell back out there. Abiet, long ways down the order, but Travell is back. Problems for Vincent Allen from 16th position. Vincent Allen would have a clutch issue and would fall out of the race. A tough break for the Virginian native, and he would fall out of the race. Despite the different pit strategies, Ike Durbin now is running comparable laps. Well, no, Baskinger's about 2 seconds quicker. But I will say Ike Durbin is actually a serious threat here, I believe. Baskinger now has to just get through some of this traffic here, because he will have to deal with some of it. Although these cars will be faster than even Ike Durbin, so Ike's maybe going to want to let some of these guys go. Henry Sanford, one of them, and Eddie Champagne, they just came in for tires. And Ike Durbin is going to have to maybe play this a bit smart. I wonder if Ike Durbin's trying to stretch his car maybe to pit with Baskinger so that they're going to be on even playing field. And if that works out for Durbin, he maybe doubled what Baskinger can get on tires. So I don't think that's going to happen, because Baskinger is still doing 125s, or close to 125s, and Ike's relatively doing about 127s. But it would be interesting to see if Baskinger can get a move done here, or when Ike Durbin's going to have to pit. That's another thing. We're going to see if he comes in this time. Yeah, there's been a bigger fall-off in this lap than there was earlier. I don't think Durbin will come in yet. No, he's not. Durbin's staying out. But I expected Baskinger to as well, and he does. This is the battle on track now between Ike Durbin and Jake Baskinger. They're both going to try and come in, I think, at roughly about the same time. Baskinger did a 130 there. So they're roughly doing, Baskinger's about 8/10 faster than Ike right now. However, tire fall off, Ike Durbin's playing this really conservatively, and it seems to be paying off. The aggressiveness of Baskinger's kind of owning him, because I think Ike Durbin's trying to get away with one less pit stop than everybody else. Third position, I don't even know who's in third. It's a long way down the order for third. It's Jessica Shelton. Fourth is Thaber. Fifth is Galligan. Galligan's doing a nice job. Cavagnaro in sixth. Nelson in seventh. Noah Hart's up to eighth. Championship, one of the major championship contenders. Jacob Hart's ninth. And battle for 10th was between Lamas and Allen. 11th is Omega. Nick Pericles is having a good run. Schock is having a good run. This is the big pack right now. And they're going to have to be a little bit concerned about that, I believe. Ooh, that was a... Whoa, he kind of bumps... Henry Sanford bumps Stark out of the way. On board with Jake Baskinger that he would take the lead here. Yeah, pretty much just juked Ike there. Ike couldn't do much there. Ike just happens to be on older tires, but this may play out in Ike's benefit here. I still think Durbin's going to be a serious threat at this win. Now, if I'm Mike Durbin, I'd be coming in now. He will make a 12-lap run. Yes, Ike Durbin is pitting this time. He will have a 12-lap run to the checkered here, which is 3 less laps than what he did earlier. Jake Baskinger. Ooh, I don't know what's going to happen with Baskinger. Baskinger's starting to really have his tires fall off right here. So we'll see if Baskinger makes a move soon. Because if Baskinger makes a move soon, I don't think Ike's going to have much of a chance here. And yes, Jake Baskinger would come down pit road right here. So they're going to be on relatively even tires here. Now it's up to Ike. Can he get up there? Problems for Nathan McCain. Nathan McCain would have a mechanical problem. And he was up in 14th. He gained a lot of spots there, but this is not going to be good for his championship hope. So here's Durbin. Where is the 4-car? 4-car's already out of the pits. 4-car had a very, very quick pit stop. And I think the 4 just got away with it there. I think the 4 just won the race with that move. Close racing here between Ryusu and the Shawrock car. Ryusu loses it, and Ryusu would get turned into the inside wall and out of the race. Tough break for RL Ryusu. He had a pretty crummy race going for him, however. Tyler Thaber has had a great run going for him, but he would blow up the car with only 11 laps to go, and Charles Sanford would slide into him there. Both cars would spin out there. Thaber would fall out of the race. Sanford would keep going. Jake Baskinger has a 10-second lead, but he is in heavy lap traffic here with Chris Washer, Zeb Stark. He got by Henry Sanford. Sanford's trying to get a couple of positions there. McCain's in the last points-paying spot, so he might be able, even despite having that mechanical problem, McCain's still in the points. I guess that's good for him. Noah Hart's up to 6th, so he will get a significant championship boost here, despite starting all the way back in the lower mid-30s, the early to mid-30s. He will get a good run here, I believe. And he's actually catching up to Allie Nelson in 5th. So Noah Hart, on a track that I don't even think Noah really expected to do well here, might be able to get a good result. Josh Travell having more mechanical problems in the 96 car. He's had a great race leading up to this until these mechanical gremlins have struck him. Tough break for poor Josh Travell. Nick Pericles worked his way up to 8th position. However, mechanical gremlins would strike the 81 car, and he would have problems. I feel bad for him because he had a great race going for him until that. However, albeit not exactly in an uncontroversial fashion, Jake Baskinger convincingly will win this race as he comes off the final corner. He will come across the start-finish line to win this race. However, I believe the Ferrari crew is already lodging a protest against the Ford car for that incident with Thomas Saarinen. They felt that they had the strategy, similar to Ike Durbin's actually, to win the race. Speaking of Ike Durbin, he will come across the line P2. P3, believe it or not, is a long way down the order. It will actually be Alan Cavagnaro in his penultimate race of his career. He will be making his final start at the round of Lime Rock, or the round of Connecticut at Lime Rock next week. Anyway, let's go down to your finishing results.
Georgia, Georgia, the whole day through, just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Georgia on my mind. said, Georgia, Georgia, a song of you comes as sweet and clear as moonlight through the pines. Other arms reach out to me, other eyes smile tenderly. Still in the peaceful dreams I see, the road leads back to you. I said, Georgia, oh, Georgia, no peace I find, just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Georgia on my mind. Other arms reach out to me, other eyes smile tenderly. Still in peaceful dreams I see, the road leads back to you. Whoa, Georgia, Georgia, no peace I find, just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind.